Hey guys, LevelCap here. Today we're going to be going over the 4 Dragon Teeth maps and how to move around them in an efficient way. Some of them can be pretty tricky, and if you really want to dominate your competition, there are some key spots on each of the maps that I'm going to show you. Alright, so let's talk about controlling Pearl Market. Pearl Market really is all about the rooftops. Sure, there's a lot of fighting that goes on the street there, but you've been shot from the roofs a lot, and these are the ultimate vantage point to have. So just looking at the center of the map here, you can even see that there's a stairwell there, stairwell there, stairwell there. There's a ladder behind me. There's a rooftop over there that people can get onto. Rooftop here. There's a rooftop here overlooking that as well. So it's super exposed in here. One of the things I like to do if I know that the enemies are controlling at least part of the roofs is to work these 3 stairwells here. So they're tricky to work with. You can sometimes get down in here if you're afraid. Usually people don't check this spot as they come running around the corner. It gives you a slight time advantage. But as I come up the stairs here, you can peek a lot of different angles. Peek the other stairwells first, check the rooftops, and then when it's clear, you can run into the other stairwell for cover and check the opposing rooftops, check the other angles. You can even run around the corner here, get in this building, you now have some cover, check your angles. So move between the different buildings, always checking your cover. This rooftop here sometimes can be a nuisance. And then you can cover that stairwell. So I like to alternate between those 3 stairwells, just hiding in them, always checking the stairwells themselves. Sometimes you come down here, pick up a kill from the street, hide over here, reload, come back up, and check the stairs. There's a lot of angles you can get to very quickly when working this top of the roof. The problem is that this part of the roof is sometimes not accessible, or the enemy has such a good lockdown on it that you can't really get out of your stairwell too bad. One of the ultimate areas that I found for dominating the rooftop without being in the stairs themselves is over on this green building here. So to get over there, you basically just run across these little planks here, do a little bit of a jump right here, and now you're on the green building. Now a lot of this cover here is destructible, so don't expect to see it for too long, but you get some interesting angles here. Once these get destroyed, you have to work them differently. But what's cool about this place, and usually when I'm here, I destroy this scaffolding. Allows me to move around a little bit better. These billboards here are indestructible cover. So the enemies often get onto this roof here through that stairwell. You can actually blow up that stairwell, and it gives you a nice, good line of sight of where they're coming up. They usually don't expect to come up that stairwell and see you here. So you can camp this part of the roof here, clear off the enemies coming up over here, and then you can come back here while still kind of maintaining a little bit of cover and clear off the roof over there. Now if I am guarding this part of the roof here, I'll usually make sure that I have a teammate watching this angle, or I'll come back a bit and do it from around here so I'm not directly exposed to that side of the roof. You can get so many kills from this building, and there's really only one way up. That's over here. So if you have a claymore or something like that, you can just put it over there. You do have to watch out for this angle too. Sometimes players like to get up there snipers, and they'll shoot you in the back. But really, this rooftop here, although the cover doesn't look amazing, you have one of the highest vantage points and one of the best angles to really control all the roofs in Pearl Market. The next map I'm going over is Lumpini Garden, and this requires completely different tactics to be successful. Now how about playing this map defensively? Especially on chain link, the Chinese side of the map has 3 points very close together. You got this point here, you move right back here, and you've got another flag right here, and then off in the distance there is a 3rd flag right there, all of which are visible from the roof of this building. This building is key to playing defensively on the Chinese side, and if you have a recon in your squad, almost always put a spawn beacon up here. If the enemy starts capturing any one of those 3 points, you can spawn on that beacon and you will have the height advantage on your enemy. Chances are you're going to be able to kill them before they even know what's going on. This rooftop is so incredibly valuable. Now until the enemy destroys the support beam up there, there's really only one way up. So if you got some claymores, put them here at the top of the stairs. Keep your enemies from getting up. This is the one support beam here, and that will allow you to basically get up to the top if you are assaulting it. Now this point here is C point when playing on chain link mode, and I see a lot of firefights breaking out here within the blue containers, around the river, around these buildings, and I found a few effective ways to really control these firefights. Now, sometimes I'll see my team, when I'm pushing in this direction, stack up on this building here. They'll come around the corners, they'll come around that corner, and the enemy team has no problem stopping them. If you know they're either coming around this corner or that corner, you just post up and wait for them to peek out. What I like to do is blow up this wall here, and now you have this look-through area. Most of the enemies are not prepared to see you, and at the same time you're kind of head glitching it. So you can kind of pie around here, keep your distance, pick off some heads, and when you're ready to push up, jump through the back there, and you've got some more good angles to work. This is a great way to capture this point and get people off the point. Chances are somebody's going to be in the building as well, so don't be surprised if you get a kill while blowing up that wall. You can do the exact same thing when approaching the point from the other side, as it has an identical building. Now, when playing the Conquest version of the map, there is a flag normally that sits right in the middle here, and this area of the map is super exposed. You've got this river going around the backside, you've got all these dinky little buildings that don't provide great cover, and these stone walls that aren't much of cover either. So I really don't like moving out to this part of the map, but sometimes you got to, and if you are going to try and control this whole area, one of the best buildings I found is actually this little building here that looks like a ice cream shop or something like that. Just go into the back here, break out this window, and now you've got a very small window of exposure that allows you access to these points around here. Obviously, if you have enemies around this building, then it's going to be very dangerous, but at least there's only one point in, and that's over here. So worst comes to worst, you're going to get into a bit of a firefight in this room here, probably taken out, but if you have to take this point, then this is one of my favorite overlooks. Now let's take a look at propaganda. This map has a lot of different environments, so your tactics are going to have to switch up depending on what part of the map you're at. Controlling the center point on propaganda is key to winning the game, whether you're playing on Chain Link or on Conquest game mode. Less so important on Conquest, but on Chain Link, this area of the map, this fighting spot, is very crucial, and you can farm a lot of kills here. Now, one of the main things I like to do when pushing, say, towards the US spawn point, which is this direction over here, is I'll try and get into this bus. The problem is if you take cover anywhere else out in here, you've got all these angles to worry about and these angles behind you. Once you get inside this bus here, as soon as you crouch down, you're pretty much safe. I mean, yes, RPGs can come flying in here, but oftentimes they'll go through a window. Grenades can get in here, but frankly, you should be killing the people that get close enough to throw them in. So now what you can do is you can get over to the front of the bus. You got some nice little angles here. You stand up, you can shoot through the windows, and you got nice views pointing down all these areas of the map. So the US is coming out doors over there. They're trying to peek through these bushes. They're trying to come up here, peek over these stairs. You've got a great 360-degree view of this whole area. You can pop down med packs in here, ammo boxes, things that are not going to get destroyed very easily. And it's even easier to defend the bus if you know somebody's coming around it. You can have a teammate pop out that door, pop out this door, and shoot the people that seem to be coming around, or you can just simply hide inside and wait for them to peek at you. So this is one of the best defensive spots on the map. You can even get in it when you're trying to push towards the Chinese side of the map, although it's a little bit less effective. One thing I like to do when pushing towards the Chinese side, if I can actually make it all the way across this street, is to get up on these plant boxes here, and you actually have to destroy one of the plants first. And then what you can do is you get up here, switch to your primary, and bam, you've got a nice angle down this whole area, and you are head glitching extremely well. It's going to be really hard for your opponents to take you out, but you're going to have no problem just mowing anybody down in this area. This area is super hot. There's always tons of activity here. You can even push over to the edge a little bit and try and, well, that didn't work too well, but here. You can get over the edge and pick off some heads right here. So pushing back this way, you can pick off guys coming around that corner as well. This is really one of the best little cheap spots to be. Now, when you decide to push up, you can just hop over the wall, go prone here, and start shooting under here, get some more kills, get ready to push up even further. So that is one of the best places I found to launch an attack. Now, when playing on Conquest mode, you have to worry about the 2 capture points that are on the other side of these train tracks, and it gets very infantry intensive over there. One of the coolest tactics that I like to do is take advantage of these 4 train cars here. Both have opening doors on each side. If you have a recon in your squad, put a spawn beacon down in one of these corners here, close the train car, and basically you've now got a nice safe little area to get out and attack your opponents from. So you can open or close either side here, and there's one flag over there that you can get to, and then one flag over there. So this is a great place to launch your attacks from. Obviously you got a bit of open field here, so sometimes you actually want to come out this side of the train and sort of make a more tactical approach over to the other side. So you can actually go prone here, take out players, and the train is just a nifty bit of cover if you learn how to use it properly. And that is the trick, is learning to use this train properly. But it's a great place again to launch those attack points from. And when capturing these points in here, things just get chaotic, so my only recommendation is use the buildings for cover as best as possible, and make sure to carry some explosives with you so that you don't have to run across this long fence line here to get where you need to go. Just blow open the wall and quickly get down and into some cover. Now, defending this point on the US side of the map is one of the bigger, more exposed areas, and it's very tricky to try and get into firefights and engage your enemy from here. One area that I like to try and take advantage of, if you can get to it, is sneak around this side of the statue here. You can actually pick up your little RAR there, but you can use that box to jump up on this part of the statue, and now you've got this elevated position to basically engage anybody trying to flank around your outsides here. And you get angles at those doors there that people like to sneak through. It's a great spot to engage people from. Obviously you're completely exposed on the backside, so it's only good if people are attacking you from one direction. Another good way to try and actually complement this position here is if you have your teammate go into this little box here, and I've seen entire squads come out. I've seen like one guy run into this box and then an entire squad comes out. It's a good way to sort of launch a quick little sneak attack from here. So you've got some decent angles and some good protection from incoming fire. So those two positions in conjunction with each other are a great way to defend this point. Lastly, we have Sunken Dragon, which is one of the largest maps available in Dragon's Teeth. Now, depending on the game mode, Sunken Dragon is going to change up quite a bit. Personally, I like playing it on Chain Link a little bit better than Conquest, but both game modes are going to give you a lot of chaotic and unpredictable gameplay. One thing that remains constant though is this parking structure is one of the best defensive structures in the whole map. It's a little bit overpowered in my opinion, but you have not only a good 360 view of all the capture points on the map depending on which point of the parking structure you run through, but there's also a capture point here on Conquest mode, and if you're playing on Chain Link, there is a capture point right down over this wall down there, and you can get many nasty little angles to see them from. So you can see running around the borders here is going to give you more angles to take out points, and you can also blow up a little bit of the wall here if you want a slightly better angle to take out your targets. So this structure here, just put all your spawn beacons in it. You're going to be able to attack out, fan out, take all the points from here. You want to control it as best as possible. The rooftop is the best spot to be at because it's just, you have a higher angle, you can move around faster, and it's easier to defend, although it's not the easiest place to defend. There's 4 ways to get up the main area, 4 stairwells. So you can put down claymores if you want, but the best defense honestly is having some teammates watching stairwells. And if you go down 1 level, you get a nice angle of the back points here. This is one spot that I really like to farm D from. Like, people like to camp these little spots over here, especially on Chain Link. They're pushing up and taking cover behind these little plant pots here. If you shoot out between these blinds, not only are you like almost completely covered, but you've got some great angles to take them out from. This parking structure is just a nightmare. There's tons of cover in it. It's complete chaos, but if you can control it, you are gonna dominate this map. So that pretty much wraps it up for this video on my favorite spots in the new Dragon's Teeth maps. I hope you guys can take advantage of them and be successful. I would love to hear from you guys in the comments if you have any really good tactical spots in these new maps, as I am always looking to take my game to the next level, and having a really good tactical spot will certainly do that. So as always, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you next time. This is LevelCap signing off.